Welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to talk a bit about impressing your boss. So this is obviously a great opportunity for you and your boss. Your boss is trying to develop their Amazon business, and there's an opportunity for you to work alongside them and help achieve that. So if you can help them achieve that, that then means that your job is more secure, and hopefully together you can go forward and build the business bigger and bigger, and you can both do well from that. So how do you go forward impressing your boss? So firstly, I'd say recognize the cultural aspects of where your boss is based. So for instance, in the UK, there's a real kind of feeling of you work your hours. So your working life can be quite structured, let's say 9 to 5, for example, and you're expected to be working from those times, and you're expected to turn up on time. Other parts of the world can be quite relaxed in comparison, but in the UK and probably in the US, there's a real feeling of turning up on time and being present for that whole time. So recognize that there could be a cultural difference between you and your boss. Secondly, it goes without saying that you need to work hard, you need to do your job well, you need to put in the time and effort, and that will help you impress in your job anyway. You need to always be looking for things where you can add extra value and help them even more than they realise that you can. Special little things that, they can go, oh wow, that's great, or, well done for thinking of that. I didn't, it kind of wasn't expected of you, but you used your initiative and you did something. You want your boss to want you around and want you in their business. So I'm going to go through a few kind of ideas in a second of little extra things that you can do. Obviously every boss is different, but these are kind of more generic ones. So firstly, I'd say be proactive and use your initiative when you're sourcing. Try to find 10 deals a day. Aim to get 10 a day. You should be able to get there most days, and work hard to achieve that, and that will really help to impress your boss. Other things to impress. So when sourcing, always look for new stores to source from. We cover kind of stores and what to look for when you're looking for stores to source from in another video, but always be looking for new places to find deals. So you might have common stores. So for in the UK, for instance, let's say Argos or Walmart in the US, and they might have good deals, but so other people will find them there too. So you want to try and find other stores that maybe other VAs aren't sourcing in. Your boss will be really happy and impressed if you can do this, but of course don't forget to run the store past them so that they can check it too. So other ways you can be involved. So for example, does your boss use a prep center? So a prep center is somewhere where, let's say you find the deals for your boss and your boss orders those products and they get them shipped somewhere to be prepared to send into Amazon. So that might be your boss's house. They might do all of that bit of it themselves, or they might send them to a prep center. So if they do that, you could maybe, say, do you use a prep center? Can I get involved in liaising with the prep center? Your boss will be really, impressed that you've asked about the prep center, and it really shows that you kind of understand how it works and that you're aware of the business model. Another bit that might come a little bit later down the line is account health issues. So your boss might be able to train you, and then you might be able to get involved with some of those issues if they arise. So there's varying degrees of issues, and we talked about this in a bit more detail, but some are really easy to overcome and some are a little bit more difficult. So for the more basic ones, a little later down the line, you could offer to get involved in those. They could train you how to respond, so you can kind of take care of that bit of the business. Another thing to be aware of is we have a really great training course for Amazon sellers. So this is the course for you guys, but for your bosses to learn kind of everything they need to know about running their Amazon business. It's called BuyBotPro. So your boss might mention it. It's for them to learn all about selling on Amazon and kind of starting their journey. Just in case they mention it, as I said, it's called BuyBotPro. Now, later in the kind of arbitrage process, when your bosses get into Amazon to get that buy box and then to get those sales, one of the things that determines, if you get that buy box, a lot of your bosses will be using Profit Protector Pro. Now, Profit Protector Pro is an awesome repricer, and it could well be that you could get involved helping with their Profit Protector Pro account. We cover Profit Protector Pro in a little bit more detail later on in the course, but just mentioning it here to give you a bit of a heads up. So if you hear about it, you know what it is, and that will help you move forward. So back to sourcing, your boss might also be using online arbitrage deals. So online arbitrage deals is a service that we run that basically does what you're doing for your boss. So it finds deals and then it gives them to your boss. So they might be doing that alongside you as a virtual assistant sourcing for them too. So they might want you to go through that list of deals and then choose which ones you're going to buy. That could be something that if you know that they are using online arbitrage deals, you could suggest to them a bit down the line. Now, when you're doing really, really well and you know exactly what you're doing with sourcing, you know what's a good deal, you know what's a bad deal, you might be able to start purchasing those products. So Down the line, when you think you've got there, and maybe your boss will give you an indication of that, you could speak to your boss and then they could set up a prepaid credit card so that you could then purchase them and then get them shipped to either their house or a prep centre, whatever their setup is. Obviously, that's something down the line, and that trust needs to build up between you and your boss, but it's worth knowing that that's something that you could potentially do in the future. And then let me talk a little bit about Sunfully. So there's a product called Sunfully, and so let's say you have sourced the product, it's been analysed with BuyBotPro, you've bought it, it's been sent to Amazon, they're using Profit Protector Pro to reprice it, and then you've got Sunfully that your boss might use or even give you access to. So it basically works out the profit and the loss on every item so that every product that gets sold on Amazon is there, so it tells them that the profit that's being made, and it's kind of like an overview of their Amazon business, if you like. So it tells them things like how much VAT they're paying, which is a tax in the UK. Your boss might be using Sunfully. Again, we cover it later on in the course, but just as a heads up, that's what Sunfully is. So to kind of recap how to impress your boss: work hard, turn up on time if you have set hours, think of helpful suggestions that you can make that will add extra value to their business, and therefore you value as kind of, a person that they're paying you for your services. You could maybe find new stores to source from, get involved in the business, whether that's through their Profit Protector Pro account or their online arbitrage deals. Try to find 10 deals a day, be proactive and use your initiative, and then you are well on your way to impressing your boss. See you in the next video.